Hello children, this class is a continuation of previous video class on economics for class 10 CBSE. In the previous video session, we have been discussing the topic or the chapter money and credit. In that class, we discussed about money, the concept of money, we try to understand it, and we also try to understand what do we do with the surplus or extra money. When we earn extra income, what is done with that extra money? Usually we deposit that in the bank. And we also try to understand that the bank plays as an intermediary between depositor and the borrower. In this session, we'll try to understand how banks extend loans or how banks extend credit to different people. And the credit has got different situations. Two different situations are related with the credit. But before understanding the two different situations created by the credit, let us try to understand the concept of credit. Credit is an arrangement which is created when a person gives money and goods to the needy with the promise of repaying the same with some rate of interest. So it is an arrangement in between the borrower and the lender, in which the lender gives out money to the borrower who is in need of money, and the borrower, what he or she does is that he promises to repay the loan or the credit in due course of time with some additional interest. And this situation, the situation of credit, creates two different kind of context or situation. In the first case, when a person gets or borrows loan or money for production activities or for some kind of economic activities, he or she promises to repay the loan at the end of the year when production work is complete. And at the end of the year, she or he is able to pay the loan or pay the amount of loan. In this situation, the person, the borrower, has become successful, has earned profit, or he has made some amount of profit. That is why he is able to pay the loan back in time, or he is able to pay back the credit with the amount of interest also, and he himself also has become better off. So credit can create two different situations. In the first situation, we are trying to understand that the person who gets credit is able to return the credit or loan in time with amount of interest also, and he himself also has become successful. He himself also has become better off. This is an example of a situation in which a farmer who got credit from some organization, from bank or any organization, and he is able to earn profit, he was able to repay the interest also, and he himself also became successful. So in this way, in the first situation, the credit can be helpful for the development, economic upliftment of a person. However, there can be another kind of situation also. In the second situation, a person borrows money for production activities with the promise to repay the loan at the end of the year when production work is complete. But at the end of the year, if one is unable to repay the loan due to loss in production, it may happen, like in agriculture, sometimes the production might be destroyed by some kind of conditions. In this case, the production of the person may fall or it may go down, and under this situation, in this kind of situation, the person is not able to pay back the credit. And in this situation, the person who has borrowed money, who had got money or the credit from any organization, will face difficulties, and he or she may land into a situation which we generally call as debt trap. Therefore, the person, instead of becoming better off, is more in problem. So in this second situation, we try to understand that credit is playing a negative role. The person with the expectation of earning more got credit from some organization, but because of some condition, he or she is not able to pay back, or he or she is not able to earn better income. That is why she is not able to pay back the credit in time, and that led to a difficult situation. So the credit can play both positive as well as negative role. Here is a picture of a farmer who got credit from some organization, but unfortunately due to some condition he is not able to make the profit, or is not able to make any sort of benefit, so he is more in trouble. So the credit can, as I said earlier also, credit can be a good thing as well as a bad thing for a person. So we are trying to understand the concept of credit, and now let us try to get or understand the terms of credit. The interest rate, collateral, and some documents fulfill the requirements of terms of credit. That means when a person, if a person wants to get credit or loan, then these are the different requirements which one has to fulfill. That is the interest rate, whatever is the interest rate which will be added to the principal amount, the collateral, that is the asset which is also asked as a guarantee, as well as some kind of documents which are required for the terms of credit. Interest rate is specified. That means the interest rate which is imposed on the principal amount is specified when a lender provides loan to the borrower. When a person wants to get credit or loan from anybody or any organization, then they have to go through the different things, and one of the important criteria is the interest rate. Interest rate is always specified at the beginning when the loan is being provided. Borrowers will have to pay the amount taken from the lender with the amount of interest that is also specified there. That means if a person is borrowing money from somewhere, then the interest rate which is added, that also has to be accepted by the borrower. In some cases, lenders may also demand collateral against the amount. In the terms of credit, we have got collateral also. Collateral is an asset of borrowers which is given to the lenders as security for a specified period. That means collateral act as a security to the lender. A person who has taken money from a lender has to give collateral or security to the lender. The lender can use the asset, that is the collateral, which are held by him as security until the amount of loan is repaid. The lender has right to sell asset or collateral when the borrower fails to repay the amount of loan in a specified period. So the collateral can belong to the lender if the borrower is not able to pay back the loan in time. Collateral basically can be a house, it can also be the different type of vehicles, or it can also be the land. So collateral also act as a security in between the borrower and the lender. Now let us move on to the next segment, that is the sectors of credit. Credit can be taken from different sources like banks, cooperatives, or any other government controlled organizations. These organizations are known as the formal sector credit, and the credit can also be taken from the money lenders, from traders, from relatives, from our friends. So the credit which is taken from these people like money lenders or from our friends, this belong to the informal sector. So the credit can be taken from formal sector as well as from the informal sector. Formal sector credit, as I say, it includes credit from government controlled organizations like banks and cooperatives. That means they are regulated by the government. The credit received from formal sector is under the control of the government, and there is completely no chance of exploitation here. The interest rate taken from the formal sector credit is also very low. Hence, the credit which is taken from the banks or from cooperatives which are under the regulation of the government are better for the borrowers. So the formal sector credit can bring unity or development in a society, in the nation. Next, we have got informal sector of credit. This sector includes credit from unregulated segment or sectors like friends, money lenders, etc. Since this sector is not controlled or regulated by the government, the chances of exploitation here is more. People who get credit from this sector find it difficult, generally they find it difficult to pay back and they land in a difficult situation known as debt trap. However, in countries like India, we usually get credit from the informal sector, and because of that the people have to pay more interest and they are not able to come out of the situation of debt trap. We can see here informal sector credit, which we have understood that we can get from money lenders or from friends. So we have understood that informal sector credit is a bit difficult, but in countries like India, it is easier to get. Because when we get credit from informal sector, we don't need to show any terms of credit. But we need to accept the rate of interest, which are generally very high. Coming to the next point now, to solve the situation of difficulties created by informal segment or informal sector credit, we have got the organizations like self-help groups. In countries like India, getting formal sector credit is very difficult because we have understood that in the organizations like bank or cooperatives, we need to show different type of documents. We need to show collateral as well. We need to accept the interest rate also. So there are so much of paperwork. There are so many formalities to be fulfilled, and it is very difficult for a layman to get easy credit from the formal sector. To solve this situation, organizations like self-help groups can be very effective. Formal sector credit, as I said, asks for different type of documents and collateral, and poor people are not in position to show all these things. And in this situation, self-help groups can be very, very effective. SHGs or self-help groups are organizations organized by, formed by, made by people for different purposes. It is not only for the purpose of getting credit, it has got different other purposes as well. Self-help groups bring people together and they unite the people in one condition or in one bond. The people or the members of self-help group can collect money among members, and with that collections, they can also start economic activity. So self-help groups are very, very important. They are very, very effective in solving the problems or economic situations, mainly in the rural areas of India. SSGs are also effective in getting credit. As we were discussing about the credit situation, instead of getting or giving credit to individuals, banks or any other organizations are more confident in giving loans or credit to the self-help groups because banks are more confident to give loans to the group rather than to individuals. So we understand that SSGs are very, very important for the economic development because it is easier for the self-help groups to get the formal sector credit as well. Not only that, self-help groups in India are playing very important role in bringing out women as well. It has also become an institution or an organization where the women can come together, they can discuss the various issues, and they can also be empowered. That is why the role of self-help groups is very, very important in overall development of the society. Here you can see the picture of women gathering together as a group, or this is the picture or an example of self-help group where the members sit together, they discuss about various issues, and as I said, self-help groups are very, very effective also in getting credit and for the economic development. So with this, we have come to the end of the chapter, Money and Credit. Hope that you have understood the chapter. Till we meet next, thank you.